Hey y'all, today I'm shooting for this jig. I'm making a crappie jig. I'm gonna try to make this jig right here. It has the yellow hair and a velvet red wrap. Reddish orange. And this is a pink jig head. I have one on here. And I'm using black string on my bobbin. And what you start off by doing sorry about the background noise, we have a whole bunch of puppies. What you start off by doing is wrapping it around the jig head. I like to use the ones without the barb. This one has the barb in it to hold on the bait, because the ones without it, it makes everything a little bit easier. I like to double wrap some of that wrap stuff. Let's see here. Take that. There they go again. Now you take it, snip it. Some of your extra string off there. It's fine. And then you take this is my yellow fur. I just do it a little piece at a time. Cut it off. You got your old fur. It's gonna take way more than this. So you just wrap it on. I do this about 1 or 2 times. Well, usually 3 really. You can place it back further, so like you can use littler pieces of hair basically, and it makes it a little bit easier. It also, when you put it back more, it hides some of that fur that comes out. Like this, you can see a little fur that has came out on that. I've made all my jigs, most of them. I bought a few. I make most of my jigs like this. Just keep on. I like to keep adding it. Add it more. Just constantly add more. Slowly gives it more color. Slowly gives it more hair, sorry. And just keep wrapping it. Sometimes you can pop your line. It's not that big of a deal. Just go back and redo it, I guess. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on this actually, and I've never seen anybody pop their string. I've done it. They could have edited it out or whatever, said nothing happened. It really could have, but it's not hard at all. It's fairly easy to do it. It's fairly easy also to pop your string, but it happens a little bit. Put a little bit more fur down on that bottom part if I can. Oh man, losing some fur. Let's see. There, there. Just wrap it like this, maybe. Yeah. And bring it down. See if we can bring some of the hair down. Looks kind of funny right now. If you want to give it, I don't know what it's called. You can actually make these where all this sticks out. It's hard to do, but I've done it before. My favorite ones to make for trout would be just a plain hook and owl feather. You take your finger down it, and it makes it like all the hair, like all the little feathers, they come out. I can demonstrate it really fast. Right here. Here's an owl feather. Take it, and it strips out, and you wrap it around, and it looks about like that. It's really cool. I like to do it. I'll throw it on here real fast for y'all before I throw on the wrap. Okay. Now I'm gonna cut it. A lot of people don't cut first. I sometimes do, sometimes don't. It's not that big of a deal if you don't. It doesn't really even matter whenever you cut, but I'm just gonna sniff it right now. And you just come back with the broom or vacuum or whatever and clean it all up. And I'll put a little owl feather on here. cut it right about there. Okay, and then take it. Some people have fancy tools for it. I've never used that. I've always done it with my hands, and that's how I'm always gonna be. I don't like the tools. They get too complicated for me. And take your wrap, break it, put it up here, just like this, and wrap it a few times tight. And now wrap like this. Some people think it looks complicated, some people don't. It's not complicated. It's fairly easy. Once you get into all those tools, it does get complicated. It gets very confusing. But I just decided, I don't know, I ain't gonna put that in it. The wrap's kind of hard to do. Well, it's not hard to do. Just want to do it as even as you can, which I didn't do it even. Sometimes that happens. That's why I don't like when they when they have the barb on them, because it throws you off. Let's see if we can do it as good as possible. Okay, there. Well, take that wrap off and thread it back on here. And yeah, so it's pretty easy. Definitely, these jigs definitely work. I can't wait for spring crappie. It's gonna be fun. Probably do quite a few YouTube videos on that. And yeah, I don't know, we catch a whole bunch of crappie in the spring and summer. We catch about 80 of them each year up at Skyatook Lake. We hammer them off the docks, and that's what we do almost every weekend out at Skyatook, is basically just go out there and fish. We also do sand bass when they school up and hit the top. That's always really fun. We didn't do a lot of that this year. And the crappie, they're real easy. They're kind of hard at first they're hard to find. Like if it's first day of spring, they're gonna be hiding a little bit, not wanting to eat. They still might be kind of in hibernating a little bit. They don't really hibernate, they just slow down on eating. I do 2 on each, like this, thread it through. This is just a knot I like to use. There's all these different knots. I keep it simple. That's my favorite way to do it. Just take it like this, hold your finger in it, loop it around, through. Do a little bit more than I usually do. Holds it on a little bit better. Get there. Tight enough. Pop it like that. See, there we go. And yeah, that's how you make your own jigs. And stay tuned for more YouTube videos. Bye.